Today I'd like to talk a little bit about plant analysis. And when I say plant analysis, I mean taking green tissue from a field, and then we dry it, grind it, get it down to a fine condition, then we take portions of the plant sample and analyze it for nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, sulfur, zinc, iron, manganese, copper, boron sometimes, molybdenum sometimes, and sometimes we might go to cobalt and nickel, but the special main ones are down through copper. So why would we want to take plant analysis in summertime? Well, if you see a plant or plants that aren't growing very well, it has some kind of symptoms, that discoloration or whatever it might be, and you're wondering if that's a nutrient, we can diagnose that plant. You can do the analysis and diagnose what nutrient deficiency it is. Now, there might be other times that you got a nutrient deficiency, but it's not showing up on the plant. We used to call that hidden hunger. And so we do plant analysis then to decide how much of a fertilizer might be needed. And sometimes it was just kind of on the borderline. So we'd say, yeah, you need to get soil tested, make sure that you got adequate nutrients for next year. But we could maybe make some foliar application recommendations and those kind of things. So the plant then is calibrated. We calibrate certain parts of the plant. And on the corn plants, that's the top leaf with a collar on it, which we say is the most recently mature leaf, because the leaves come out in the whorl, and then when they kind of come out and the leaf sheath is wrapped around the stem, and you can see a connection between the leaf blade and the leaf collar, or what's wrapped around the stem. There's a little figuration there, we call it the collar. And when that's the top one you see that on, then just pull that leaf off. And you do that 15 different plants for corn. For wheat, it's probably too late for wheat this year, but early we like to cut the whole plant off. And sometimes that flag leaf, we'd like to take the flag leaf, or you can still cut the whole plant off about an inch or 2 inches above the soil surface. Make sure there's no soil. Don't pull the plant, cut the plants off so we don't get roots in there, because that contaminates with soil. Soybeans, we say the most recently mature trifoliates. So those are kind of the big trifoliates at the top of the canopy. Just grab those 3 leaflets and pull those off. Don't pull the petiole with it, just the leaflets from 15 different plants. And on down the line, if it's a fruit tree or something, we say take the most recently mature leaves. That'll be the new leaves that are developed this year that are on the tip of the branches, and at fruit set, bloom the fruit set time state frame. And so most of the plants, you kind of remember that. Sample at when reproduction starts, or when blooming starts, or maybe just the fruit starting to form. If you wait to take samples later, we have kind of a post-mortem on what happened, but there's nothing you can do to correct it. And if you do it earlier, then we have ways that we can get some correction to hopefully get the plants growing better. Thank you for listening.